Good afternoon. This is Dr. Taylor, and I'm just dropping a quick video today to give you guys some examples about how to do your introductory speech. Everyone should have seen the announcement where I gave you the instructions on how to record yourself on Zoom, but I wanted to give a couple more tips and tricks to record yourself online, and I also wanted to give you an example of an introductory speech, so I will do myself. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Rodney Taylor, but my personal life I go by Rod. That's because my dad's name is also Rod or Rodney, so that was how we distinguished ourselves from one another. I'm originally from Finleyville, Pennsylvania, but I also lived in Indiana, Pennsylvania for a decade when I was in graduate school. I am a 2010 alumni of Cal U, so I've been on the same side of the desk as you guys, where I earned at Cal U my bachelor's in English. I also hold a master's and a PhD in English, both from IUP. I chose English because I really like the relationship between narrative and history. So I love to read, but I also like the historical aspects of literature because there is a relationship between literature and history. And I don't think that you can separate the two from one another. A fun fact about myself is that I've never been outside of the country. I've been to quite a few of the states on the eastern part of the United States, but I have never even been to Canada or anything like that. All right, so you can see how I just did a very, very brief introductory speech. Obviously, you guys will have to meet the time constraints, but that's in the spirit I want you guys to do the introductory speech. Make it personable. You don't have to be too serious. Have fun with it if you want to. I want your guys' personalities to come through in your speeches. Um, you don't have to be boring. Be yourself. But I wanted to give you guys a couple tips and tricks. So as I had said earlier in the video, use Zoom. I sent you guys a blog post from Southern Methodist University that talks about how you can record yourself on Zoom. I think that that's the cleanest way to do it. If you record yourself with your cell phone camera, it could be a little choppy. But if you use Zoom and you have that stable webcam with the microphone from your laptop, I believe that you can get a very, very stable speech. And you don't have to worry about the phone or iPad falling over. And the next would be a couple other tips and tricks is that first is that you should probably just don't do it on the first try. I would recommend doing an unrecorded test run where you come up with an outline of your speech where you're talking about your name, your nickname, where you're from, why you chose your major, and then something interesting about yourself. Well, come up with some sort of outline and then time yourself before you record yourself to see how long it's going to take. And that way you know how much more you have to add. And then after you have the speech drafted out, then go ahead and record yourself and make it a rough draft. Make the rough draft recording and then watch it a couple times and see how you can improve upon it. And then you can go back and tweak your outline to see if the speech is going to be long enough, if you're not pausing in certain places, if you're not saying a lot, or you're just not, or you're rambling. You might ramble if you find that you don't have anything left to say. So if you go back and you watch yourself as a rough draft, you can see what you have to do for your final recording. And then do a final recording and then watch it again. You might have to go back and do it over. I would hope not. But the beauty of doing this class online and recording your speeches is that you get unlimited attempts. If we were doing this in a classroom, then you wouldn't have the opportunity if you messed up in front of the class and that's it. But since we're doing this online, you have almost unlimited attempts to get it right. So that being said, there should be no excuse for everyone having the perfect speech. But that was just a couple tips and tricks. I wanted to make sure you guys were on the same page for doing your introductory speech. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns about the speech or anything else as it pertains to the class, do not hesitate to contact me. My email is on D2L and the course syllabus. Well, continue working on your introductory speeches. Be sure to read the first chapter from the public speaking textbook, and I will upload videos periodically as needed. Have a great day.